Et salut tout le monde, c'est JeanBlock et on se retrouve pour une vidéo découverte de notre podcast. Vous voyez ce jeu, ça fait un petit moment qu'il est sorti. Je regarde vite fait l'affiche, hein, je l'ai gardé sur le truc. Hein, c'est sorti en Early Acces le 30 janvier 2020. Mais ça fait un petit peu, ça date un peu. Et ce jeu est toujours en Early Access encore, donc un accès anticipé hein, pour les anglophobes. Et on va découvrir un peu. J'ai pas touché au jeu, donc je sais pas à quoi ça ressemble. Je crois que j'en ai vu quelques trucs. Nom de la partie, bah JeanBlock. Hein. Pourquoi pas. Alors, tu as... Moins difficile. Si on faisait radiodiffuseur, apparemment c'est le conseil. Let's go. Hein. On se vautre. Hein. Donc ouais, en fait, tu dois... T'as un sorte de réal, hein, en fait, clairement. 2 secondes, là j'ai un truc qui me gêne. C'est pas... Ouais, c'est ça, t'as un sorte de réal d'émission, de programmation de... télé.
Hi David, I have a call for you. I'm just putting it through.
Okay.
All right, Dave here. Listen, I know you've only come in to clean up the place, but I've got a bit caught up, so you're gonna have to run the news tonight. Now, don't worry, it's not hard, and I'm gonna stay on the phone and help you. First, I'm gonna give you a quick tour of the broadcast room, so if you're not doing it already, look forwards towards all those screens. Right, look up at the top. That coloured bar is your audience. You want to keep the viewers going up and not down. Underneath that, you've got the screens. The one on the right is the broadcast screen. That's what the viewers are seeing at home. It's only a couple of seconds behind the master screen there in the middle. That's the one you control. Now, the 4 small screens on the left show the different signals coming from the studio.
Ouais, ça c'est les caméras.
Using the numbered buttons on the vision mixer at the bottom left. Don't worry, I'll talk you through it and you'll pick it up in no time. Now, have a look to your left. These plugs control everything in the studio. I've left them set up for you, so provided you haven't fiddled with them, all you have to do now is throw the master trip switch and we're in business. Once you've got the power on, face the front again.
Okay.
You can see on the broadcast screen that we're in the end titles for the show before us.
Donc il y a la
They go on for fucking ages, so there's plenty of time for me to explain. Oh, right, okay, they're over, so we haven't got long now till the broadcast. Right, quickly, mate, look down under the desk. You can see a load of videotapes on the left. They're your adverts. Pick any 3 and load them into the machines on the right. When you've done that, look up to the front again.
4 old ladies from East Derbyshire. That's followed at 8 p.m. by award-winning documentary series The Shape of Now, which tonight looks at the history of the knee-length sock and its importance during the Great...
You should be getting a signal from the studio soon.
One to miss. At 9 p.m, sit back and relax with multiple award-winning...
Ok, donc ouais, on a le timer et tout.
Signal, select screen 1 with the vision mixer and we're ready to go.
Prawn and mayonnaise?
You know seafood makes me cry.
Yeah, I thought it might increase our viewing figures.
Every day. You offer me prawns every day.
10 seconds, everybody. That's how I show love.
You're trying to kill me.
And yet you persist. Going 5, 4.
But now, it's time to join Jeremy Donaldson.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main stories tonight.
Okay, we're all good.
Ah, ça va.
It's going to be to throw to the news titles on screen 2. There'll be a countdown, but I'll count you in as well. Just relax, mate. It's all gravy.
Buys Honest Andy's Totally Independent and corners the flowered market. Top chat. Sports fans everywhere celebrate as popular footballer Johnny Hamsley wins Sports Personality of the Year. And a spoonful of sugar. Megan will be chatting with movie star Lawrence Blunderclatch about his new movie.
Donc il va falloir switcher sur la...
We'll be going live to Advance headquarters to hear what the leaders of this fledgling party have to say on their historic...
Right, button 2 in 3, 2, lovely mate.
Ah là là, le timing.
Button 1 when that globe
Ah, c'est ce journal là, on a le timing. Hein.
Going in 5, 4,
Bit early there, mate.
3.
Ouh, ils ont pas aimé.
But first, the votes are in, and it's a decisive win for Advance.
We often get a bit of interference around this time, mate. Keep your eye on the machine at the bottom right. Use that
Nah.
slider that's flashing, or your scroll wheel to move the wave up and down, keeping the green bit in the white bit.
But critics have accused him of a severe lack of actual policies.
Hurry up, mate. We're losing audience. Little knob or scroll wheel.
All conceded defeat to Advance's overwhelming mandate, but have yet to appear publicly. However, former Home
C'est bon?
Right, it's going well. All you got to do now is play the advert at the end of the segment. Make sure you don't play it too early or we'll all get fired. Now the clock at the top is counting you down to the advert. When it reaches 0, press one of the 3 play ad buttons over there at the bottom.
Ok.
I normally play the first one at the first break.
Ok. Donc le timer, il faut respecter le timer parce que sinon c'est la merde. J'avais lancé trop tôt tout à l'heure.
leaders accepted.
And 3, 2, 1.
One, go.
1 minute back, everybody. Jeremy, I need you to fill after that.
What? Why?
Wanker Snatch is running late.
Oh,
Thought I'd ask him about the election.
personally, I wouldn't try to confuse you with any big words.
That's the same policy we use with you. I thought that was our little secret. He doesn't remember anything I tell him.
I'm deeply uncomfortable with your burgeoning friendship. Yeah.
Wicked. We made it to the first ad break. You're doing great, mate.
Okay.
This is where it starts getting a bit trickier. This next sequence is what we call a multi-cam sequence because you're going to be cutting
On a 2D pour la séquence hein, quand même. On a un peu chié.
A lot of it's down to personal taste, but here's 3 good rules of thumb. 1. Try and keep the shot on whoever is doing the talking.
Ok.
2. Don't stay on the same shot for too long. 10 seconds
Ok.
at most. So if you're on the person who's talking, try and throw in the odd reaction shot or pull out to the wide shot for a bit just to keep it interesting. 3. Don't stay on reaction shots for too long. A couple of seconds is usually enough. Then the audience want to see who's doing the talking, yeah? Stick to these rules and you'll be fine. It's not as complicated as it sounds. You've seen programs on television, haven't you? Make it look like those. Might as well get screen 1 selected now. No need to wait for the broadcast to start. Try and stay ahead, mate.
From the break. Quiet in the studio.
Thank you so much.
10 seconds, everybody. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later, we'll be hearing from shock election winners Advance. But first
Get
off,
ready to go to Megan on screen 4.
is here with a star of both stage and screen. Megan?
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan Wolf, culture correspondent. And today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare
Right,
to
go
the
to
Shopbot
Blunderclatch
films.
on screen 3 when she says his
Joined
name.
today by none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, my dear, I do hope you believe me when I tell you that being with you here today is among
Switch to 2 for the wide now.
May I say, having you here with us is among ours.
Right, now just try and stay on whoever's talking.
Your latest movie, which is called The Medicated.
The medicated, yes.
Wow, what was that like?
Well, as I said to Peter at the Rat, that's Peter Jensen, the director. Do you know him? He's a wonderful chap. He really is. I've worked
Give
with
us a
him
look
on
at Megan's
several
reaction.
terribly successful.
Lovely. Now back to Thunder Twat.
What a wild ride this has been. What a wild ride this has been.
Ok.
I really meant that.
Wow, that is fantastic. And am I right in saying that the character you play in this movie is quite an academic one?
Absolutely right. A scientist.
Was that a challenge at all?
What exactly are you implying? But seriously, yes, you're right.
On essaye, hein. On essaye de gérer.
From my last starring role when I played Sergeant Brock Rockman in Bullet Man. You'll remember that that was the true story of one soldier's fight.
Ça a l'air de fonctionner hein, pour l'instant.
A love, of course.
Been on that shot a bit long.
I think it's grossed over $1 billion, but honestly, who's counting?
It's a role that saw you scoop 2 Best Actor awards, if I remember correctly.
It's so sweet of you to mention it, but I really am not in it for the award.
Ok.
Those 3 little statues do take pride of place on my mantelpiece.
With all the others, I'm sure.
J'essaye hein, de gérer la réal. Hein.
For the awards, What is it then that drives you?
That is a beautiful question, Megan, and not easy to answer. Like you, I'm afraid. Cut me, and I will bleed. And often, that's how it feels.
J'essaie de gérer, hein.
Doesn't it? Bleeding. Giving. Suffering for one's audience. I suppose in the end, I do it for the difference it makes. I do it for the people that I inspire. The little people. But most of all, I think I do it for the positive
J'ai le coup, hein.
about in the world.
And today, of course, we're in for some real change, it looks like, in the coming few months. What do you make of this historic election result?
Oh, well. Well, now you're asking.
C'est intéressant parce que tu dois être sur le qui-vive.
Historic is the word. Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Very difficult. But,
Remember the 10-second
I've
rule.
always been quite clear that when it comes to politics, that one should always strive to not fuck things up.
Shit, he swore. Oh, well, don't worry, he won't do it again.
Sorry, I said fuck.
Shit, he did it again. Okay, don't panic. I'll explain how to deal with swearing at the break.
Medicated, which opens next week.
Right, they've swapped the shot of Jeremy on screen 1 for a VT of the movie clip. You'll get a countdown on the screen, but I'll just let Megan cue you in.
My character, Dr. Lance Hemlock, is faced with a decision that could affect humanity's very survival.
Exciting stuff. Let's take a look. Exciting stuff.
Cool, looks like Blunderclatch is losing it in the studio, but we ain't got time for that.
C'est le
There's more
bordel.
interference coming. It's a bit trickier this time, mate. Use that little flashing joystick to the left of the knob, or hold down your middle mouse or Alt on your keyboard, and as the frequency changes, match it to the white bit by dragging right.
You think I don't know that?
Now we're going to squash the frequency back by dragging left.
No, Lance, we mustn't.
Dr. Lance to you, Miss Flanagan.
Jubbly, mate.
You, baby.
Next, we're going to change the amplitude. Same as last time. Little joystick or hold Alt or middle mouse, and this time, push
bordel, là.
upwards. Upwards, mate, upwards.
But I didn't listen.
Doctor,
I'm drowning, Lance, you said.
you need to see this.
No, it's not.
Right, now let's match it back by going downwards.
The virus. The sterility. This formula, this is the key.
It's stopping.
Bloody perfect, mate.
Pouf, c'était compliqué, hein.
At the end of the clip, you'll want to play another ad. Remember to use the clock at the top to count you in.
Ah, ok. On va lancer une pub 2. Hein.
Right, I guess I better explain how to deal with bleeping out swear words. As you've probably noticed, the broadcast screen, here, is about 2
Ouais, 2
seconds
secondes de
behind the
retard,
master
ouais.
screen, here. When someone says a naughty word, the bleep button lights up, like this. 2 seconds later, you'll hear that swear word going out on the broadcast, and you
Ça a l'air
can
sympa
hold
quand même.
down the bleep button or the spacebar on your keyboard for as long as the swear word lasts. It can take a bit of practice getting used to hearing 2 things at once. Just stay calm and you'll get it. And if you can't tell when to bleep, just above the button, you'll literally be able to see the sound scrolling by. All you got to do is hold it down while the red bit is over the red line. Simple. Of course, if you do it by eye, you'll have to take
D'accord.
your eye
Dès
off
qu'il y a
the screen.
dès qu'il y a du
Do it real
rouge, il faut censurer,
professional.
ouais.
Do it by ear.
En fait, le jeu est sympa, mais putain, il y a tellement de trucs à gérer. Et encore, c'est que le début, hein.
Let's set it now. As you turn it up, you'll hear the advert get louder. Good. You're set to start censoring. Like I say, it takes a little practice, but I'll try and help you through it, and soon we'll have you bleeping like a pro. Remember, button lights up, count 1, 2, and hold it
Only
down.
85 minutes from the coast, and with more than 2 areas of outstanding natural interest. Isn't it time your family...
Remember to select screen 1 now that you've got the feed. Don't wait for the broadcast to go live. That's too late. You can use the number buttons on your keyboard, 1 to 4.
Running the country. Seriously?
We've had worse. 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. And I'm told we can now go live to Advance Headquarters, where the two leaders, Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury, are about to make their acceptance address.
Cut to the outside broadcast.
Go for it, Pat.
Shall I start?
Get ready
Go
to
for
leave.
it, Pat.
Thank you all for coming, and, well, thank you all for coming. Where do I start? Well, what a day.
They said we couldn't do it.
They certainly
said we
did.
couldn't do it. Every dirty, low-down, lying southern bastard
low-down
trick they had against us. But you, you saw right through their shit.
I'm sorry about the language there.
Sorry about that. I've had a
language
couple of celebrations.
Sorry
about that. I've had a couple of celebrations. Coarser than the granny's fanny. Coarser than the
Memorably
granny's...
put. But to be honest, who can blame Peter for celebrating? Throughout the campaign, you've heard us say that Advance are not a political party. A party is what you have when things are going well. When the country is suffering, you don't need a party. You need a team. A team that can change things. But today is day one of a new future. A better, fairer future. So perhaps we should all be celebrating.
Except for the rich. For them the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating. They should be putting their shitting pants on and opening their dusty checkbook.
Again, colourfully put. Again, not inaccurate.
Get back to who's talking.
Before we came out
Ouais, ouais.
to address the nation,
Je suis paumé. Hein. Je crois qu'il y a des touches. Hein.
the Assets and Wealth Act. Working with the Wealth Office, we have reduced
Je vais utiliser les touches. Hein.
every person in the country with wealth into the millions.
You know this sort of, probably you rather you don't. Because the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gated communities.
Tomorrow we will be introducing a sweeping reform of the tax system in this country. No more hiding wealth offshore, no more trust funds or creative accounting. A simpler, fairer, unavoidable set of tax laws.
So all you bastard public school snobs have got nowhere to hide. I've got nowhere to hide. We revoked your passport. We revoked your passport. You want to leave like you threatened before the election. That's fine. First, fine. You're going to pay first. You're going to pay back.
Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring individuals into warring individuals, to properly fund health and education, to raise the living standards of us all.
The pundits said we'd have to raise billions.
C'est le bordel. Hein.
When we've reclaimed what's ours, that's absolute ferret. That's absolute. So to you posh twats,
The people who pay your pittance to serve them drinks in their private clubs, the people whose children you raise,
so they've got time to get even fucking richer.
Advance have this to say to you. Advance have this to say to you. We are coming for your sports cars and your mansions and your vineyards.
J'essaie de gérer. Hein.
We will put the wealth of this country back where it should have always been. In the hands of the people who created it. In the hands of the people who created it.
Today.
Yes. It ends today. And tomorrow, we'll start making it fair again. Just like we promised we would.
Mec, il parle en même temps.
Ladies and gents, and until then, ladies and gents, we all get pissed.
I can't argue with that. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time.
Well, interesting acceptance speech there. And our apologies for the footage.
J'ai eu un peu de retard sur le switch caméra.
If not, someone's going to be in trouble. So, as the country braces itself for new government, that's all from us this evening at the National Nightly News. We'll be back tomorrow with full coverage of the first day under Advance. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful Jeremy Donaldson.
Right, looks like you've got it now. Thanks for the help, mate. I've got
Woo!
to go. Ferry's about to leave. Probably won't
Bordel,
be
hein.
coming back. Job's yours, mate. Good luck.
Same old boring politics then.
This is some
Il
weird
m'a quitté.
dream, and I'm dying now.
You should be so lucky. I'll see you tomorrow night.
Not going for a drink?
No, got a date.
Lucky you.
Build
Try
your
not to get
collection
murdered.
week by week, and very soon you'll have a salad that really gets
Ok.
talking.
Pas mal en fait, ouais. Séquence D, on a la première séquence, on a eu du mal. On n'a pas été parfait parce qu'il y a des problèmes de, les problèmes de switch. Hein, et J'ai fait tout à la souris, je devrais plus avoir des touches un peu comme les vrais réalisateurs d'émissions, de journal télévisé. Plus d'infos. Mais on a eu l'audience, là c'est parti, puis là on était bien. Certaines grossières ont été diffusées, une émission sans interférence, une montagne de nullité affligeante. Un montage de nullité affligeante. Aïe, ça fait mal au cœur, ça fait mal au cœur. Allez, continuons. Vous avez reçu votre plein salaire, fortune accueillante pour actuelle pauvreté et fauché. Par nanani. Ok. Tout. Les 10 émissions de ces diffusions. On charge la cassette. On va voir ce que ça va donner si j'ai bien géré parce que moi j'étais concentré sur le Switch et tout. Oh, en tout cas, le jeu est vraiment sympa. Le principe est un peu novateur. Moi, j'avais bien aimé. Il y avait des jeux comme ça qui, à une époque, étaient intéressants, comme Giant TV ou TV Giant, un truc comme ça. C'était un petit jeu à la un peu pas pourri, mais pas ouf non plus. J'avais trouvé ce jeu sympa à l'époque. J'avais acheté la version CD et tout. C'était vraiment sympa, tu gérais une chaîne de télé, tu devais la faire progresser, et franchement c'était un jeu sympa parce que tu pouvais produire des émissions, tu pouvais produire des séries, tu pouvais produire des films, tu progressais en fait pour faire en sorte... Il y a un autre jeu qui est sorti, je sais plus comment c'est.
Our main stories tonight. Moving on up, the election win that experts said just couldn't happen. Hopeful or hostile.
On va voir ce que ça donne, non? Je sais pas combien ça dure, mais bon. En tout cas, impressionné quand même hein, par ce jeu-là.
Megan will be chatting with movie star Lawrence Blunderclatch about his new movie, The Medicated. And, of course, we'll be going live to Advance headquarters to hear what the leaders of this fledgling party have to say on their historic victory. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Bah, là, pour l'instant, ça va, vous voyez? On va voir, mais je pense que je devrais revenir à chaque fois sur les plans généraux. Ça, c'est raté. Et j'ai relancé trop tôt. En plus, il me laisse, tu sais, et en plus, le pire, c'est qu'il me laisse la marge en restant figé comme ça. Ah, la diffusion, elle a pris un peu cher. C'est normal que ça m'étonne pas qu'elle soit yadée, celle-là. Je ferai mieux la prochaine fois. Hein. C'est le métier qui rentre. Hein.
The international heartthrob and inexplicable box office sensation that is Lawrence Blunderclatch. And later in the program, we'll be going live to Advance HQ to hear the co-leaders accept.
Ça va là, bah maintenant c'est un truc fixe. Ah, la pub est bien tombée. Vous voyez? Putain, il a une tête qui me fait penser à Mikalo. C'est en fait, ça doit être les yeux et la coupe.
Don't worry, ladies. Now you can have me, Johnny Hamsley, right there in your lap.
Four saucisse.
Johnny.
Ok. Ah, il me fait délirer ce truc.
I'll take you through a proper match day workout with my two cracking assistants. Who knows, within a few weeks, you could be as fit as them.
Au moins, on a eu la variété de pubs. À la télé, souvent, tu vois toujours les mêmes pubs. Là, au moins, dans la même émission, t'as pas les mêmes pubs. C'est déjà pas mal, hein.
Did you know that fat people are less likely to laugh, marry, or live past the age of 26? These potentially true statistics are all terrifying reasons why you need to pop a bit of Johnny in your VHS slot. Every exercise is recommended.
Ah, elle était longue la pub en fait. T'es sûr que c'est une pub qu'elle est aussi longue que la première séquence.
With Johnny Hamsley.
Ah, on avait coupé la fin.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News.
Il y a eu un autre signal là, quand même.
Shock election winners advance. But first, our very own culture reporter, Megan Wolf, is here with a star of both stage and screen. Megan?
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan Wolf, culture correspondent. And today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare to the Shotbot films. I'm very excited to be joined today by none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, my dear. I do hope you believe me when I tell you that being with you here today is among the greatest joys of my life.
May I say, having you here with us is among ours.
Bless you.
So you've just finished filming your latest movie, which is called The Medicated.
The Medicated, yes.
Wow, what was that like?
Well, as I said to Peter at the wrap.
Il met trop de temps à switcher les trucs.
Do you know him? He's a wonderful chap, he really is. I've worked with him on several movies, all terribly successful. I said to Peter, what a wild ride this has been. And you know what, Megan?
Des réactions trop longues.
Wow, that is fantastic. And am I right in saying that the character you play in this movie is quite an academic one?
Absolutely right. A scientist.
Was that a challenge at all?
What exactly are you implying?
Trop lent.
But seriously, yes, you're right. It was a complete departure from my last starring role when I played Sergeant Brock Rockman in Bullet Man. You'll remember that was the truth.
Ouais, en fait, il y a vraiment de quoi améliorer. Hein.
A love, of course, for freedom. I think it's grossed over $1 billion, but honestly, who's counting?
It's a role that saw you scoop 2 Best Actors.
Là, il y avait un peu de mieux quand
If I
même.
remember correctly.
It's so sweet of you to mention it, but I really am not in it for the awards, although those 3 little statues do take pride of place.
Il y a 2 secondes de décalage, je sais pas si le switch de caméra... Ah non.
If you're not doing it for the awards, what is it then that drives you?
That is a beautiful
Oh là, je me suis endormi là.
and not easy to answer. Like you, I'm afraid. Cut me, and I will bleed. And often, that's how it feels, doesn't it?
Voilà, c'est ça, j'aurais dû faire un plan comme ça large, parce qu'il est en train de lui parler.
Giving, suffering for one's audience.
Là, il est en train de parler à la caméra, donc...
I suppose in the end, I do it for the difference it makes.
Il y a vraiment mieux à faire, hein, clairement. C'est bien, on voit les défauts.
But most of all, I think I do it for the positive change that I can bring.
Ils ont dit pire montage, hein, mais bon...
And today, of course, we're in for some real change, it looks like, in the coming few months. What do you make of this historic election result?
Oh, well. Well, now you're asking. Historic election result. Indeed. Historic is the word. Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Very difficult. But I think I've always been quite clear that when it comes to politics, one should always strive to not fuck things up.
Yes, well...
Sorry, I said fuck.
No.
I'm really...
Well,
sorry.
Lawrence, I believe you brought in a clip from The Medicated, which opens next week around the country. Lawrence, do tell us what's going on here.
I'd be delighted. This is a really pivotal scene where my character, Dr. Lance Hemlock, is faced with a decision that could affect humanity's very...
Ouais, je vois les défauts.
Stuff. Let's take a look.
Ah là, l'enchaînement était bon.
I don't understand it. Doctor. I don't understand it.
Franchement, le jeu est sympa. Vraiment, le jeu est sympa. C'est bien parce qu'en plus là, tu vois tes erreurs. Tu peux te faire plaisir. Tu vois le rendu final. Tu vois, c'est comme tu montes une vidéo YouTube. Je sais que mes montages sont pas fous sur YouTube, donc je pourrais largement faire mieux. Ouh! Elle s'est pris une claque, on a cru qu'elle s'était pris un coup de fusil. Hein.
Dr. Hemlock.
We're gonna change the world, do you remember? When I listened to you.
Dr. Hemlock.
You told me, but I didn't listen.
Doctor.
I'm drowning, Lance, you said.
You need to see this.
No, it's all too late.
Look at this!
The virus. The sterility. This formula. This is the key.
We could stop it all.
Yes, we could stop it all. We have to ask ourselves if we should.
Putain, ça fait nénard, mais c'est en fait, je pense qu'ils ont fait ça exprès. Quoi.
Where can you get warm, sandy beaches, clear waters, and fine dining? Well, we're not sure, but here in St. Bumley-on-the-Taint, we've got a big hill and the bus comes twice daily.
Mais c'est vrai que tu vois, réalisateur d'émissions, c'est vraiment compliqué, surtout quand t'as plusieurs caméras, tu dois choisir la bonne. Quand c'est des trucs enregistrés, je sais pas, ils les enregistrent dans les conditions du direct, mais des fois il peut peut-être retravailler ce qui a été mal fait, quoi. Et ouais, c'est vraiment compliqué hein, quand tu dois gérer plusieurs caméras. Là, je faisais tout à la souris, alors qu'on peut jouer aussi au clavier. Hein. Je sais pas si c'est jouable à la manette ce jeu. Vu que c'est disponible sur PC, j'ai pas vu de version console.
And after a long day exploring Bumley, you can relax in comfort in one of 2 communal tents. Or you could take advantage of our famous nightlife. There's a radio in the cafe, or on Fridays we gather to watch tramps fight. Come on, Harold, you scruffy old meth head.
C'est quoi ça? Des sous-titres
Isn't it time your family went Bumley way? And hey, if you come in the dry season, you've got a car park. St. Bumley, on the Taint, naturally.
T'as les textes façon movie maker, quoi.
Welcome back. And I'm told we can now go live to Advance headquarters, where the 2 leaders, Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury, are about to make their acceptance address.
Shall I start?
Go for it, Pat.
Okay. Well,
j'ai chié totalement sur ça aussi. Le mec il était comme ça. Bon, c'est bon, il zappe ce con là.
They certainly did.
They used every dirty, low-down, lying southern brick they had against us, but you, the people, you saw right through their
I'm sorry about the language there.
Sorry about that. I've had a couple of celebratory pints. It makes me coarser than a granny's.
Memorably put. But to be honest, who can blame Peter for celebrating? Throughout the campaign, you've heard us say that Advance are not a political
En fait, je devrais faire des plans larges sur la fin des discussions pour après revenir sur une autre truc.
You need a team that can change things. But today is day 1 of a new future, a better, fairer future. So perhaps we should all be celebrating.
Et là, alors regarde, je devrais peut-être faire un plan large.
They should be putting their pants on and opening their dusty checkbooks.
Again, colourfully put, but not inaccurate. Before we came out here to address the
Mais même le switch entre les protagonistes, c'est compliqué. Hein. Je dois utiliser la main gauche avec les touches sur le clavier pour switcher les caméras et gérer le reste à la souris, quoi.
Because the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gated communities.
Tomorrow, we will be introducing a sweeping reform of the tax system in this country. No more hiding wealth offshore, no more trust funds or creative accounting. A simpler, fairer, unavoidable.
Elle a un plan large.
So, all you public school snobs
Je me suis trompé, en fait.
nowhere to hide. And earlier today, we revoked your passports. You want them back? You want to leave like you threatened before the election? That's fine. But first, you're going to pay up.
C'est tout un art, en fait. Je me rends compte, vraiment compliqué. Hein. Parce qu'en fait, il faudrait que je reste focus sur tout l'écran, tous les 4 écrans pour voir les réactions, les changements de...
People who pay you a pittance to serve them drinks in their private clubs, the people whose children you raise.
So they've got
vraiment sympa ce jeu. Ouais.
Advance have this to say to you.
It ends today.
We are coming for your sports cars and your mansions and your vineyards.
It ends today.
We will put the wealth of this country back where it should have always been, in the hands of the people who.
Le problème, c'est que le mec, il interdit.
Today.
Yes. It ends today. And tomorrow, we'll start making it fair again. Just like we promised we would.
And until then, ladies and gents, I suggest we all get pissed.
I can't argue with that. Thank you for your time.
Compliqué.
Well, an interesting acceptance speech there from the leaders of Advance. And our apologies for the fruity language. Hopefully we got that bleeped out for you in time. If not, someone's going to be in trouble.
Merde.
So, as the country braces itself for new government, that's all from us this evening at the National Nightly News. We'll be back tomorrow with full coverage of the first day under Advance. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
Ça, j'avais bien géré la fin.
Celebrate the classic age of salad with this exquisite limited edition collection.
Après, quand t'as des timers, c'est plutôt facile de le faire.
Sign up now and every week we'll send you an
En tout cas, c'est sympa de pouvoir revoir son montage et dire ah bah ouais, j'ai bien merdé là.
And very soon you'll have a salad that really gets the lunchroom talking. From tomatoes and oils to leafy greens and lovely grains, this really is the complete collection.
Ça, c'est un jeu que je pense que je vais rejouer. Peut-être pas en vidéo ou en live, mais sûrement en off. De temps en temps, du temps libre, tu sais pas quoi faire. T'as pas assez de temps pour faire un autre jeu qui te prend plus de temps. Bah, boum.
Loose leaf, Remain, and Iceberg. Plus this exclusive lettuce fridge magnet, all for just $7.97.
Top.
With free postage.
Wow, les frais de port sont inclus.
And you'll receive this crouton display case, free. That's right, absolutely free. With a retail value of $18.99, your crunchy cubes will look their absolute carby best. But don't delay, this exclusive offer is available for a limited time.
Oh, c'est... Ok. Vraiment sympa. Vraiment sympa. Bon, note de C, hein. Ah, je peux mettre une note, ok, non. Ah, il y a les rushs.
Select the broadcast and give it a go, and when you're done listening to the backstage secrets, hit back.
Ouais, non, je suis pas... Non, je suis pas fan. On va sauvegarder et quitter.
Good evening, I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Jeremy Dawes.
Il y a la salle de défi. Ah ouais, là... Ok. En tout cas, bah, c'est bien sympa ce jeu, franchement. J'étais surpris, je connaissais de nom, mais j'avais pas vraiment vu de gameplay à proprement parler. Ou j'avais vu des images, mais je m'étais pas attardé sur le gameplay. Et franchement, c'est vraiment sympa. Compliqué à prendre un peu en main, faut peut-être un peu d'expérience. Je pense que des mecs qui sont réalisateurs à la télé, bah, c'est finger in the nose. Hein. Allez hop, petit bouton, paf, 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 on n'en parle plus. Tranquille, parce que oui, il y a des boutons, hein, il y a des commandes, hein, regardez, vous voyez, la version vision mix, total, le mixage son, on peut avoir la censure, c'est espace, vous voyez, pour les pubs, on a juste les touches du clavier, vraiment. Voilà. Enfin bref. En tout cas, bah merci d'avoir suivi cette vidéo découverte avec moi de notre Podcast. J'espère que cette vidéo vous aura plu. N'hésitez pas à le faire savoir. Hein. C'est disponible sur Steam pour un petit prix raisonnable ou pas raisonnable. 20,99 €. Ça peut aller, c'est pas forcément très excessif comme prix de jeu. En tout cas, merci à vous. N'hésitez pas à lâcher un petit commentaire, un petit like, ça fait toujours plaisir. Et puis nous, on se retrouve pour de prochaines aventures. Ciao, bye bye.